I arranged for a Brinks truck to bring cash
There you go.
into the building. We held a company meeting. It was a cover story about why we're having the meeting. And we had tables set up and with green lamps and the eye shades. And these Brinks drivers came in with bags of cash and shotguns because it was hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sure.
And we sat there and counted out money and gave it to each employee. So the mission of the company, and every company has to have a mission statement or should have a mission statement. Ours has two parts. The first mission statement is to be the largest and most successful machine vision company in the world. Largest isn't enough because you can be large but not make a lot of money, not be very successful. Largest and most successful machine vision company in the world.
And you've succeeded.
We are that. Now, most companies want to be the best at their business, but maybe not all of them. Avis used to say, we try harder, we're second best.
Right.
So the first part is probably common. Anybody who starts a company wants it to be the biggest and most successful. Second part is unique, and most companies don't have this. We want to be an example for other companies to follow with respect to how we treat all of these stakeholders. We want to be an example that can show you that you can treat them all correctly and still make a lot of money. And that's hard because, if you want to treat your customers right.
Mark said it was impossible.
Impossible. Right. If you want to treat your shareholders right, you have to have the highest profits and don't pay your employees enough. I mean, there are these five constituencies or stakeholders are pulling on the rope in different directions. So to keep them all happy is a trick. But Cognex has been able to do that.
How?
And it's because of our 10 core values, which I'm going to have to relate to my sheet here and my glasses because it's small print. I established this when we started the company. I said, what are we going to run the company based on? What are the values? And here they are. And we make sure that every employee understands these. We have them posted on the walls in various artistic ways. And it's not just boring that it's, and every employee gets a plastic, and a beautiful plaque with little drawings that represent these values. We really talk about these values and we live by the values. A lot of companies have values. They don't live by them. Right? So here are the values. Customer first. Customer satisfaction is our top priority. We listen to our customers and we do what they need whenever and wherever they need it. All right, that's strange. Not only is it top priority, but we'll do whatever they want. Now, Cognex has this philosophy of saying yes to customers, but. There's always got to be a but. If somebody wants to buy a product that has a list price of $3,000, but they only want to pay $2,000, you can't just say yes, right? We say yes, ... but you have to buy 10,000 of them, right? Something like that. Or you have to buy them without the power supply. You provide something. But it's a different philosophy than most companies. You go into a company and ask them for something that isn't on their menu, so to speak, they'll say no. So we have customers asking us for very complex things that the product doesn't yet do, let's say. And let's say we can measure things down to 1,000th of an inch. They want a product that'll measure to 10,000th of an inch. So how do we say yes to that? We say yes, but you'll have to pay for the R&D and you'll have to buy 5,000 units. We'll give you the R&D back if you buy these 5,000 units, right? But otherwise, we don't give it back to you, right? We keep the R&D. So it's a philosophy of saying yes, right? Of making the customer happy. I mean, a lot of restaurants in America is very, very different. You can go into a restaurant and say, I want this, but I don't want the toast. And they'll say yes. Japan?
No.
Absolutely not. You have to point to the menu or to the plastic food that's shown in the lobby of that restaurant, and that's what you're going to get. And I can tell you a story. I went to an Italian restaurant near my office in Tokyo, right?
Yep.
And a nice Italian restaurant. And I didn't see what I wanted. Spaghetti with marinara sauce. Oddly enough, they didn't have that. They had marinara sauce on the pizza. They had marinara, right? But they clearly had the ingredients.
You couldn't make it.
I said, I want spaghetti with marinara sauce. And the local sales guy, it translated into Japanese, and they said, no, because it's not on the menu. So it's very rigid. And some companies in America are very rigid. So we're not. We're very flexible. Customer first. Because you know why customers first? If you don't take care of your customers, you're not going to be able to take care of your employees.
No, there's no money.
There's no way. There's no money. And you can't pay your vendors, and the shareholders aren't going to make a profit or a dividend, and you're not going to be able to pay your real estate taxes for your neighbors or whatever. So the customers are the king. It comes from focusing on the customer. Now, not all public companies are that way. Many public companies, shareholders come first.
Right.
Shareholder return comes first.
Right.
And if you put that first, you're not going to be successful for long.
Milton Friedman used to teach it.
I didn't know that.
Chicago schools. Corporation exists to make the shareholders happy.
Well, I could accept that by saying the only way to make the shareholders happy is to first make the customers happy.
And get the revenue.
And get the revenue.
How else are they going to be happy?
How else? How else are the shareholders going to be
Sure.
happy? The next of the 10 values is excellence. Good is not good enough. We strive for excellence in everything we do. Now, that doesn't mean we always get excellence, right? It just says we're not going to be satisfied with good. We want to be great. That's the goal. Perseverance. We take on the most difficult challenges and we don't stop until we get it right. And this is something that Americans lack, I think. The focus on long term. Nothing good happens quickly, right? Bad things happen quickly. An explosion, your business fails, it burns down. Bad things happen quickly. Good things take time. And it's the recognition that you're going to have to spend time and overcome those obstacles, and that's who wins. Excellence. Oh, enthusiasm. We enjoy what we do. We approach each day challenges with energy and excitement. You know, that doesn't mean you have to be a goody two-shoes every minute smiling, but you got to be enthusiastic about things. If you're a downer, well, this sucks, that spreads. I can't handle people who are always critical. I don't mind creative criticism. We can do it better this way. But enthusiasm is important. Creativity. We delight in being different from the rest and in taking creative approaches to solving problems. Creativity extends at Cognex not only to the products we design, but you look at the other things we do, the way we design the building layout, the colors we use, the annual reports. You'll never see a public company with annual reports like Cognex produces, which are sort of parodies of other magazines. They're fun. And opening up creativity, people can feel great about creating something new. Pride, we derive great satisfaction through our individual accomplishments and those of our company. We put the name Cognex on every computer terminal. We put the name Cognex on, we have Cogware, and that's an interesting question I'll go into now. Yeah, let's talk about that, about pride. Many years ago, my CFO came to me and he said, Dr. Bob, I think we should have Casual Friday, right? He says, we just were on the road and we visited some investment bankers and they have Casual Day, Casual Friday, in which case you're not wearing a suit those days. In business, you wore a suit or something. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And I thought about it. And I dressed casually and I said, yeah, it's much more comfortable. The problem comes about, there are two problems of casual. If it's only one day, then that day is a special day. You're going to leave early or arrive late right away. If you say it's Casual Friday, your attitude is different. right? And I don't want it to be one day. The other thing is, what is casual? Who defines casual? If I let my engineers define casual, it might be bare feet.
It's true.
Right? And an undershirt,
That's true.
right? So I said, here's the problem. If casual is better on Friday, it should be every day. Why just Friday? And now we have to define casual. And we define casual as cog wear, Cognex wear. And we went online, you find these companies that design clothing, right? And it's casual, whatever you want it to be, collars, no collars, and everyone says Cognex on it. So if you want to be casual, yes, you got to wear cog wear. So this is defining what casual means, and it could be any day of the week now. And that's what we did, and everybody thought that was a great solution.
Because they still came to work early.
Right. It's not a special day.
No,
Not a
it's
special
not an off day.
That's right. It's not an off day. So pride, you take pride in your company, and we often talk about that. Integrity. We adhere to the highest ethical standards in our relationships with customers, fellow employees, vendors, neighbors, and shareholders. And very key. We don't tolerate anything but the highest integrity. Got to be honest. Nobody gets cheated. We might charge a lot for our product, but if the customer pays it, no gun to their head. Recognition. Our success is due to the hard work and dedication of our employees and vendors, and we acknowledge their contributions in both tangible and intangible ways. We have a lot of parties at the company to recognize success or recognize individuals. And recognition, it's very interesting how you can do it. Bonus time comes, you can just wire it into people's account, and you know what? It's fungible. They have no idea. They'll look at their check, and yes, there was a little bit more money in it.
Right.
I'll tell you how Cognex used to do it. This was when the company was smaller, 100, 200 employees. We recognized there was going to be a bonus, and I forget what it was. It ranged from maybe $1,000 to $5,000 per person. I arranged for a Brinks truck to bring cash
There you go.
into the building. We held a company meeting. It was a cover story about why we're having the meeting. And we had tables set up and with green lamps and the eye shades. And these Brinks drivers came in with bags of cash and shotguns because it was hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sure.
And we sat there and counted out money and gave it to each employee.
That made an impression.
They will never forget that.
Yeah.
They'll never forget that.
Yep.
And that's it's so important to try to make a change, a memorable event in people's life. Like, what do you have at the end of it all? You have memories, right? Memories. It doesn't matter how many possessions. Stories and memories. Another thing we did earlier, a different year, I said, I can't make you rich, but I can make you feel rich. We gave each employee a night out on the town, all expenses paid at certain restaurants, and we arranged for a stretch limousine to pick them up with their house or their spouse and take them out for a great dinner. Instead of giving somebody $500, which, okay, they're going to spend on, toilet paper, I don't know,
whatever.
right? Whatever, right? This is something they'll remember.
So
that's recognition.
Of the employees that started, so how many, like Bill, are still there? How many are still there?
Yeah, I don't know the number, but I know our retention is very high. And that's something we're very proud of.
Yeah.
Very proud of how many people stay when it was supposed to be a 1-year job, a 2-year job, or a summer job. Sharing. When Cognex wins, we all win. We share our success with everyone who contributes to it. Fun. We work hard, play hard, and move fast. We celebrate often to recognize our accomplishments and to motivate ourselves to achieve even higher levels in the future. So that's what we live by, and this culture of the company has been instrumental, not because I'm just saying it, but the investors in the company are always curious about the culture of the company and are we maintaining the culture of the company.
I noticed that